Hello, everybody, and welcome to this interactive webinar with Mentimeter. We're just about to get started here. Very happy to see that many of you already have joined the presentation here. And let me know which settings you are using Mentimeter. I see we have a lot of teachers here today. We have workshops as well, onboarding, trainings, lecture, sales, work events, and webinars. Wonderful. I'm going to put up a QR code for you here just to make sure that everybody who wants to can join the presentation. You can take your phone, and this is live once again, so everything that you'll be writing here will show up live. Go to menti.com, put in the code here, 11563599, or just simply use your camera to scan the code here, and you'll be able to join and send me a little word here for the word cloud. As we can see, teaching is the bigger word, so that means a lot of people have answered that. Wonderful. 25 answers so far. This is great to see. Gonna wait a little bit more. We have a comment coming in here. Amazing. Thank you for that comment. I've turned on the comments from audience down here. So if you're in menti.com and you want to send a little comment, feel free to do that. They'll show up live and then they'll just disappear after a while. Yep, there we have another one. Some fire. Very nice. And of course, you can also, throughout the webinar, ask me any questions. If you are in the menti.com and press open the Q&A, you'll be able to submit some questions. Great, folks. I think it's time to get started. It is 4 o'clock here in Stockholm, Sweden, where I am broadcasting from. And I am happy to welcome you to the next level presentations in Mentimeter. So this webinar will be exploring some ways in which you can take Mentimeter features and go to the next level. So this is a slightly more advanced webinar. Once again, if you're new to Mentimeter, no worries. You can watch this as well. We have a beginner course available at the Menti Academy for you. If you want to get started, because this one is a bit more towards the intermediate. We have a thumbs up there from the audience. That's great to see that people are ready to learn. So a quick checklist before we start. Get ready to participate. I want you to go to menti.com and please submit your votes. Zainab, who is in the chat helping me today, actually sent a link for you to participate directly. So I'll be asking you a bunch of questions today, and I want to make sure that we get the full experience. This is recorded. We're recording right now. So if you have to leave a bit early or you come in a bit late, no worries. We'll email this whole webinar to you afterwards. We'll actually email this whole presentation as well in case you see something that you like. Oh yeah, a lot of thumbs coming in here. Submit questions and upvote them. Let's see if we have any questions so far. No questions. Maybe not so surprising. We just got started. But if you have any questions, you could press open the Q&A. I'm just going to show you in the Menti emote or Menti link here. So if you have any questions, we're in the menti.com. You could press this thing that says here, open Q&A at the bottom. And then you can ask any questions. And also, if you see a question you like, press the thumbs up. With that said, let's get going. We have 7 thumbs up. Can we get a few more just to see if people are with me? We have some people here joined already. Yeah, 9, 10. Wonderful. Coming in hot here. Awesome. Good. Then I know that people are listening and that you are ready to get going. Quick introduction of your host. My name is Oscar Svernlov. I do educational content at Mentimeter. So I teach our users and our lovely Mentimeter community how to become a better presenter and how to leverage features in Mentimeter to really shine on stage. I do the Menti Academy videos. I don't know if you've seen that. Thumbs up if we've seen the Menti Academy. Thumbs down if we haven't. I just want to see if we have any. Okay. See, about a 50-50 split. That's our online learning platform. Zane might send that in the chat for you in a second. I love music, and I also love eating popcorn. Those are my 2 main interests, except for teaching users about Mentimeter. Let's bring in our audience a bit here. I got a full slide, but you only get one question here. And I would like to know if you have used Mentimeter before. So here you can choose, between a super user, or if you've only voted on a presentation, or maybe you haven't used Mentimeter at all. Okay, interesting. I see we have a few super users here, and about half of us have used it a few times. We're being a bit humble here. I see that about 33%, 5 people have only voted. Once again, I really recommend you that you check out our Getting Started with Mentimeter Beginners course. Zainab just put it in the chat. It's a 45-minute self-paced course where you can get going with your Mentimeter account. As I mentioned earlier, this is a bit more advanced features here today, so feel free to check this out, but we won't be covering the basics here. 11% super users. We have 2 super users here as well. Wonderful. Menti Academy is really good. Thank you for that. That's nice to hear. We actually have some new things coming out very soon. I could almost give you a sneak peek. Maybe not today, but the Menti Academy is going strong. Thank you for this. I see most of us have used it a few times. That is good to hear. I would also just like to bring in some expectations here. We have 22 people in the chat. I know your level roughly. We've used it a few times. Some of us haven't. I would love to know your expectations. So here you can write down a few words. I think up to 100 or 250 characters. Zainab, do you know how many characters they can write? I can't remember. I think it's 250. And, you could just tell me a little bit about maybe who you are and what your expectations are. This is a really nice slide type, by the way. It's called open-ended, and it allows you to take in input from your audience here. Learn about features I didn't know before. Meaningful engagement. I like that one. Extra bits to take my work that extra mile. This is a good one as well. New ideas. Yeah. Engaging your students. Great. To learn beyond the most basic features. Yes, I think this is very much what's going to happen today, right? Different ideas. Great. Make the most of Mentimeter, engage my team. Look at this. Wow. I think, folks, you've come to the right place. We will look at some extra bits today. We're going to learn about cool features, unknown features, how to present better. To incorporate PowerPoint, yes, we do have this. I might be able to show it later. We recommend using Mentimeter with PowerPoint where you can import the slides, actually. Make it more interesting. Great. This is what we're going to look at. Folks, thank you so much for this. I think a lot of the things here that we're expecting will be covering today. So this is really nice. This is really nice to get your expectations. Speaking of expectations, what will we cover today? Well, we will look at advanced question types, and I'll also be showing some advanced ways in which you can use them as well. We're also going to look at exporting and analyzing your presentation data. As we know, we gather a lot of information in our Mentimeter presentations, and there are ways in which you can export this and look at it. And then, of course, I'll be giving you my top presenter tips and tricks, and a live Q&A. Let's see if we have any questions yet. Oh, good question. Why is a hashtag not accepted? We'll get to that at the end of the session. So if you have any questions, please throw them in, and we'll be able to answer them. Okay, enough talking. Let's dive into the actual webinar here. We're going to start with some advanced question types, and I'm going to show you one of my favorite slide types, which is the scales. Thumbs up if you've used scales. Thumbs down if you haven't. Let's see here, folks, if we have used these scale slide types. Oh, look at this. Only one person in here has used the scales. Great. So scales allow you to rate multiple statements. Often in Mentimeter, we have one question and one answer, but here you can rate multiple statements. You could customize this to how you want the labels to be, and you can measure results over time. And we're going to look at all of these things, and we're going to start by simply showing the scale slide type. This is what it looks like. And here I'm asking, what do you find most challenging about speaking in front of an audience. And people can then, you have the sliders here, you can slide them up and down depending on what you think. And once the answers are in, they're going to pop up like this. And once again, super nice visualization happening here, right? I can see down in the bottom, we have 2 answers so far, and now we get 4. And as the answers come in, this will change. Yeah, look at that. Engaging your audience, keeping time, not challenging at all. Dude, but we're staying on script. Maybe we don't even have script. Delivering message in between and engaging audience. Yeah. So super nice way to get data and get a nice overview. And of course, you can ask any questions. I know my colleagues often do like stress checks with this, like, you know, how stressed have you been feeling? How much is your workload and so forth. So let's look at this behind the scenes. This is called the scales. I'm going to go out of present mode here to edit mode, which is where we create our presentation. We've had a bit of internet issues at the office here today. Hopefully it should be fine. Let me know in the comments in the chat if the internet is goes down on you. So here is the edit view, and this is where I'll be creating my slides. And right here, the slide type I'm using is called scales. Okay, it's right up here. It's underneath the open-ended. And I can put in my question here. What do you find most challenging? And then I have a little example text here. And then I put in my statements. So question, statements. And then you can choose what you want the layout to be. So you can have a spider chart if you want that, or you can just have the sliders. I think they look nice. And then here I can change these. So here I have, you know, not challenging to very challenging. And you can change this to, you know, a lot, a little, or never and always, depending on what you're asking. Fully customizable. And then when I go and present up here, back to presentation mode, you'll be seeing this live and it looks nice. And the cool thing about scales, if I'm using the same presentation over and over again, I can actually go down here, click on more in present view, okay? And then click here on show trends. And look what happens now. Now we're able to see the trends over time. And this is a super powerful way of viewing your data, right? So here I've had 18 sessions with this webinar, and we can hover here, engaging your audience. Okay, that seemed to be a bit difficult, and then it went down. Maybe people started using Mentimeter, I don't know. Staying on script is generally in the middle. And I mean, this is just an example slide, but this is great if you want to track, for example, stress levels at work, or you want to do a check-in with your students, how much they understand. Super nice. Keeping time, also kind of up and down. I see here that session 17 seems to be not that many votes. You can also look at individual sessions here. Yeah, I can see that session 17 doesn't have any votes. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete that. And then we can go back to more. Let me go back. And then, let me try and refresh this, folks, so we can view the trends. Once again, we're having internet issues here, unfortunately, at the office. I guess it happens to everybody sooner or later. There we go. More. Yes. And now I can show trends. And no, I couldn't remove that. Anyway, I can also view individual sessions. So session 16, I had these answers. Session 14, I had these, and so forth. Then you can go back to current. So super nice. Check this out, the trends feature. Let's move on to pin on image. Thumbs up if you've used pin on image. Thumbs down if you haven't. Let's see if we've seen this one. It's a bit of a hidden one. Okay, we have, once again, we have 11. 2 people have seen this. So the pin on image is a really fun way to start off your presentations. And you upload any image, and then you simply can put a pin on that image. And I have an example here. It's a very classic one, right? Just simply asking, where are you from? And your audience will be able to come in and put a little pin and then click submit. And the pins will show up live on your map here. Zainab sent a little help article on the pin on image in case you want to see that. Yep. Okay. U.S., South America. Looks like South Africa. What is this? Is this could that be Ecuador? I'm not sure. We have Turkey here. We have, is that Croatia maybe? It's not super detailed, but we get a general idea of where people are from. Japan here, or South Korea maybe, somewhere in between. Just a fun, very visually nice slide type. Okay, I'm going to click here on new slide, and we can see, new slide, that it's right here on the bottom. Okay, so you're going to have to actually scroll and get to the pin on image. And once you're in the pin on image, you can upload any picture here. I've uploaded just a simply world map, and then your audience can pin. Super straightforward. You can also use this as kind of a check-in. So this is one that my colleague likes to use, kind of for her retros and checking in with her audience. So here, if last year was a theme park ride, which ride would it be? And here you can, same thing here, you simply pin the image and it'll show up here. Maybe not super visible here. We have some red ones. Let me go ahead and change that. And colors. Okay, red kind of works, I guess. Let's see if we have a blue one. Is that better? Yeah, that's a bit better. This is tricky colors here, but you get the idea, right? We have a pin, and you can send a pin. You can also add a correct area if you want that. Right now, like, we don't have a correct area, but if you want to, where is Sweden in the world, you can add a correct area if you like. So that's a cool one. Let's move on to another question type. Isn't really a question type, but more a feature, and that is called segmenting votes. So, thumbs up if you've done this, thumbs down if you haven't, just to see if we've seen vote segmentation. Okay, one person has, 11 have not. Great. This is one of these things in Mentimeter which will kind of bring your polling game up a notch, because we're used to polls now, right? I technically have a poll here, right? Thumbs up, thumbs down. We've seen these, but with the vote segmentation, you can really add another layer of analysis. So it allows you to analyze your audience by segmenting results on their previous answers. And there are 3 conditions that must be met. I will send you this whole presentation. So if something is a bit too quick or it's confusing, you could just rewatch the recording or look at this presentation. But in order to do segmentation, we need to have 2 multiple choice questions. And I think, thumbs up if we know the multiple choice. I think we know this one, right? Just going to check here. Okay, yes, some of us do. Great. Okay. A lot of us know that, yeah. So, very good. If you have 2 multiple choice questions, if you have 2 of them, you can use segmentation, as long as you don't have more than 10 answer options and you only allow them to vote for one option, okay? We're going to look at an example here, and I am going to ask you, what is your favorite slide type in Mentimeter? I'm going to just turn off segmentation for a moment here. So I'm asking you, what is your favorite slide type? Put choice, word cloud, quiz, content slides. We have 10% there. Yeah, great. So here I have my answers, right? Remember, I already asked you a question earlier. I asked you if you've used Mentimeter before. And I'm going to once again go here to more, click segmentation, and segment to this one. Have you used Mentimeter before? And what happens now is that the colors will change and you will be able to analyze your audience. So we can see here, depending on what you answered in the previous question, that bar will change its color, right? So here we have mind blown. Yes. Thank you for that one. So for people who have used it a few times, well, they like the word cloud, right? The majority of them like the word cloud. Super users is also interesting, right? They're spread out because maybe they're more niched, right? One super user likes content slides, another one multiple choice, a third on word cloud. Interesting. For the people who have only voted, same thing there, open-ended. And once again, everything is still, yes, this is awesome. I agree. And just seeing this, you can think of all the things you can segment. And you can even go back to previous presentations and turn on segmentation. Like if I go to my presentations, I'm just going to show you, like, and this is really nice that you can do it afterwards as well. And let's go to an old webinar that I did. Let's go like way back, like Mentimeter demo, engage your students. Getting started November in 2021. So here I have, let's see if I have some results in this one. I see I used the pin on image here, right? Where are you from? Great. And then I can go to here, for example. Have you used Mentimeter before? I asked this question again, right? And then I can use segmentation to what account type they're currently using, right? And then let's go show history, session 41. Can we see that? Let's see if we have another good example here. Yeah, I've had a lot of votes here, right, folks? The point is you can use this in previous presentations if you want as well. And all you need to do is simply press more here and then segmentation, and you can segment it. Very simple. Let's look at another classic example. So here I'm asking, where have you mostly been working from these past weeks? Is it from home or from the office? Let's see here. Okay, is it a 50-50 split? Maybe it is. It looks like it's a 50-50. Yeah, more or less. Okay, so now I have my first question, right? Where have you been working? And then I can ask about stress levels. Low, medium, or high. And we can see here that, okay, interesting. And once again, everything is still anonymous. I don't know, who answered what, except for the colors here. Interesting. It looks like our home workers or people working from home have been a bit more stressed. Interesting. While as if you're at the office, it's more. Once again, we're only 19 people here voting, so maybe this isn't like accurate scientific data, but it at least shows the question type. Super simple, super cool. Let's go to our next part of the webinar where we're talking about how to download your results. Thumbs up if you've downloaded your results. Thumbs down if you haven't. Let me just see. Okay, 3, 4. Okay, it's about a 50-50 again, right? Oh, even majority this time. So once people have voted on your presentation, they've gone to menti.com and they've either sent in a word cloud or do a thumbs up, you will get this banner in your edit view. And we had it on the side here previously, but now it's right here and it says manage results. And this is where you can also reset the results so you can use the presentation again. But I'm going to click here on download results, and we redid this page a little bit. So this is really cool here. So I'll get my presentation statistics up top. So I'll see how many votes. I can see that I've gotten a lot of thumbs up. I have my participants. Now it's ongoing, right? So we're not done yet, and it'll update every 10 minutes. So if you're having a longer presentation. And here I'll be able to see all of my slides, right? I can see the word cloud that we have here. I can see, have you used Mentimeter before? We have the segmentation, this little study that we did, right? So you have everything here, and you can download the whole thing as PDF. You can also export these results as an Excel export. And let's look at how that looks. I'm going to open one for you here, folks. hopefully you should be able to see this. Hold on. Yeah, okay. So I can also download the results in Excel, and this is for our paid plans. And here you're able to see all of the sessions that you've held. And I've done this plenty of times here. We have 160 voters, right? And I can see here that voter 16 on April 28th answered virtual youth events, polls and presentations, and so forth. Here you can also break them down into individual session. And the best part about this is you get all the questions from your audience. So here you can follow up on your presentations and just see all the questions that you get and answer them later or send them out. You also will see if you manage to answer them here. So yes, 2 that I missed, a bunch here that I didn't answer last time we ran out of time. So that is for the Excel export. Highly recommend checking this out. And also, it's fun to view some presentation statistics as well. Nice. Let's move on. Yeah, and once again, in the PDF Excel, in the Excel download, you'll be able to see the history of all the sessions. All right, we are getting towards the Q&A part, but I just want to give you some presenter tips here. And there's a lot of things in Mentimeter that you can use to become a super presenter. And one of them is the keyboard shortcuts. Thumbs up if you've used these. Thumbs down if you haven't. Let's see. 1 up, 3 down, 6. Okay, it's not that. It's like 3, 8, 30, 60%, 30, 70. So keyboard shortcuts, super cool. If I press K on my keyboard, I can see all the keyboard shortcuts. And this is so nice to have when you're presenting, because instead of having to, I've printed off ready to use. Yeah, great. That's what I did too. I took like Post-it notes and I just wrote down all the keyboard shortcuts and I put them like around my computer. This is super useful because here I can, I can turn on timers. I can hide the results if I like. I can show the QR code, and I can do everything with my keyboard. Turn on and off the comments, show the questions, right? Instead of having to go here in the presentation, click more, and then show, right? You can do that too, but it's just quicker. Zainab sent a link in the chat. Next up is the Mentimeter. Anybody used Mentimeter? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Let's see here. No, not as common, semi-common. So if you are using presentation notes, you can use our Mentimeter, which is our presentation clicker. So here, for example, let's say I have this slide here. I can click our presenter notes. Here are my notes. And then to open them, I click here on the Mentimeter. And this looks a little scary on desktop, but if you open it on your phone, it makes a lot of sense. And here we'll be able to see your notes. And from this presenter view, you can go back and forth. And this is not what now I'm showing you, but like this is not what you show your audience. Your audience will see this, right? This here. And then you on a separate screen or on your phone will be able to go through the presentation. Check that out. What else do we have? We have the hyperlinks. Who's used hyperlinks? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Are we any? No. Okay, the thumbs down are getting fewer and fewer. So you can actually link to things directly from your Mentimeter presentation. Here's a link test for you. Let's see what I've put in this. I'm going to click, and this goes to how to improve your public speaking skills, a blog post I wrote. So the cool thing about this is that if you're on your phone and you're here, you're on the top presenter tips, and then you click on this link test, I will get to that link. I recommend using this at the end of your presentation. We're getting some love here for the hyperlinks. I recommend using it at the end because when you click on it, you get out of the presentation, right? But it's great to have if you have like a website or anything, and it's super easy to do. I'm going to remove this just to show you. YouTube tutorial. So here I have a YouTube tutorial. And all I need to do is go to youtube.com, youtube.com, and we're going to go to my channel, and we're going to find the how to create your first presentation. It's a great video. This is, if I may say so, this is how to get started with your Mentimeter presentations. And all I need to do is copy this link. So that's copied. And then I go back to my presentations, and then I select that and click this little icon here. Okay. Boom. And then you put in your link. And then that will be hyperlinked. And then anybody can click on it. Super nice. I need to show it first. Where are we? There we go. YouTube tutorial. Boom. And you get straight to YouTube. Accept. Very nice. Recommend this. Folks, that has been it for the demo part, and we're now going to move on to the Q&A. And I really urge everybody to go to menti.com, open the Q&A, and send in some questions. And if you see a question you like, you can actually press the thumbs up. And that's when you do that, you will upvote that question, and it'll be higher ranked. So if you press open the Q&A, and then you see a question that you like, there you go. First one up is, how do you make non-anonymous surveys? Great question. I have a full video on my channel here called there we are, how to create a survey in minutes. And I'm going to post this. This is a full video tutorial on how to make a survey. And how to make it non-anonymous is simply to inform your participants and ask them for their name. Once again, you are responsible for all of the data and that you collect. And when you need to tell them that it's non-anonymous. But a simple way to do that is simply add a new slide and then do new slide. And then you do an open-ended, and you ask them, what is your name, or who are you? And then when you download the results, in Excel, you'll be able to see who voted what. Once again, this is it's very important that you inform your audience about this, and you are responsible for the data that you collect. Good. That has 2 thumbs up. Good. Let's see if we can get some more thumbs in. See what happens. That's answered. Why is a hashtag not accepted in word cloud answers? I think the simple answer is that it's a word cloud and not a symbol cloud. I think the idea here is to make the word cloud just look a bit cleaner and look nice and a bit nicer. If you really want to have hashtags, I recommend that you go to our feature request page, and you could pop it in there, feature requests, if that is something that you need for your presentations. Oh, let's go back. 2 votes to see if we can get some more thumbs up, just to make sure that it's relevant to people. I mean, if it's only 2, I don't know. We'll see. Why is hashtag? We already answered this. What would be the best use for segmentation? Great question. It depends on what you want to know. I like to use segmentation. So I like to start my presentations with have a multiple choice and kind of identifying general things about my audience. So for example, if I'm doing in my company, right, at Mentimeter, I usually ask, what department are you from? And we have our product team, we have the marketing, we have sales and Catalyst. And then any question I ask after that, I can segment to department. So I would say that's one use case, right? Of identifying general, you could do age as well. And then you could pretty much ask whatever you want and then just segment it. I don't really have a best use case in that sense. It's up to you on, get creative and see what you want to ask your audience. I will send you this whole presentation. What you see here, all of these slides, so you can obviously copy the ones that I've used here with the slide types, and if you feel stressed. But this is a good question. Let me know in the chat if y'all think of some good use cases. How can you upload PowerPoint? Yes. So I was going to show this. Let's see if we have some slides. No, we don't. So in order to upload PowerPoint slides, go on this button up here that says import. Okay. And then you can click here. And then you can upload your PowerPoint slide. So here I have it's just a test one here, an imported PowerPoint slide. You can open that. And as we can see, this is now importing. And I can close this in the background. And as we can see, it's working up here. We're still waiting for it. And once the slides are in, they will show up in my Mentimeter presentation. And the nice thing is that you'll have everything in one place. You know, you don't have to go back and forth between different applications. You simply have everything in Menti right away. Once again, we're having some issues with internet, so hopefully these PowerPoint slides should upload shortly. If you have very long presentations, it'll take a while. So I recommend you set aside time for this. Let's see if it's going. There we are. So as we can see then, I have an imported PowerPoint slide. Super nice. We can go to present. And you'll get the full slide here. This is also an imported PowerPoint slide. People can, we're still in Menti, so they can still send comments, right? And it'll show amazing. There we go. That's one way of doing it, and it's super nice. Everything is kept in here. You can move these around as well. So if you want to, add questions in between. How are we doing on time? We're doing quite well. Let's see if we have some more questions. Oh, that had 3 thumbs up. That was very relevant then. Is it possible to generate a QR code that lasts for 6 weeks? We want to print out a flyer. Yes, the QR code is permanent. So the code itself will reset after 2 days. But if you go to share and, sorry folks, the internet, and you click on download the QR, that is permanent for your presentation. So that'll be on forever. So print it on flyers, and that's an interesting use case. Flyers, we haven't seen those in a while. But yeah, so don't worry about that. Just click share, download, and that will last you for way more than 6 weeks. Are all these features in the Zoom Mentimeter application? Yes, absolutely. So these features that I've used are in a Mentimeter presentation. And when you're using Zoom, you're simply showing the presentation to your audience. So yes, there is everything that you see here is possible in the Zoom application. The Zoom is simply a way to present your presentation within Zoom. Can Menti help rate the survey results and calculate each student mark? This is a great question. We get a lot of questions about, like, if you can use Mentimeter as a kind of assessment tool. And generally, Mentimeter works better for like live presentations. We have the survey modes, of course, but at the moment, we don't have a feature that will calculate your student mark. We are always expanding our app and looking at ways to improve. So feel free to put this in the feature request. I have a little chat, a box in the chat here if you want to add that. But once again, Mentimeter at the moment is more for the live scenarios. We don't have student mark calculation capabilities at the moment. What's the best way to put your company's logo on each slide? Well, the best way is to go up here, click themes, and then create your new theme. We can look at one. Here I did an IKEA theme. I'm going to change this. just to show you here, and I can edit it. And when you create a theme, you can change the colors, you can change the family, and then you can, of course, upload your own logo. So if we go back to the presentation, this logo is now on each slide of the presentation. And if you go to menti.com as well, you will see that it has changed, and you have the little IKEA logo in there. So that is the best way to put your company logo. So go up here to themes, right under present. Okay, wow, it's getting more relevant. This is 4 thumbs up. Let's see if we have any higher thumbs up here. Okay, this is only 1. Can I share a live test version with someone without giving them my login details? Yes, you can. You can simply share the presentation itself. I'll be sharing this presentation with you afterwards, but I can already now, I can go to the slide that I want to show. And then I'm going to copy this link and link to view presentation without logging in. And then when you click on that, you'll be able to see the presentation. So that's the easiest way. Just copy the link up here. Let's see if we can go back to our question slide. Let's see here. Okay, we have 2. Let's see if we have any more questions coming in. How to use the highlight torch. So this isn't a Mentimeter feature. This is something that I have called a screen pointer. Yeah, you can find it on the App Store. It's let me show it to you. This is what it looks like. It's just called a pointer. It's not a Mentimeter feature, and I can just hold and use this. So whatever app store you're using, you can just search for a highlighter or in this case, screen pointer. Great, folks. I think that is it for the questions. We have now answered them all, and I would like to say a huge thank you to everybody who participated today, and thank you for all the votes and the interaction and questions. I'm going to send you off with a link to the Menti Academy. Keep an eye out on this next week. Maybe I'm not allowed to say this. I can tell you, you're here. Next week, we're releasing a new course. So keep an eye out on that. It's going to be super cool. We have 11 new brand new slide types for you if you want to use them. Check it out. I don't have time to check them with you now. We also have YouTube. You can add me on LinkedIn, and of course, send me an email anytime. I'm happy to discuss presentations or engagement or tips and tricks with Menti. Wonderful. I'm going to leave you here with a little offer. If you think that Mentimeter might be useful for you in a work environment, thank you so much. Thank you. Happy to hear that. If you want to use Mentimeter for your organization, send us your email here, and we'll reach out to you. If you think that this might benefit, or some of what you've seen today might benefit your organization. Amazing. Thank you so much, folks. A lot of love from the audience today. It's always fun to have webinars. And hopefully I will see you all in an upcoming webinar or an upcoming Menti Academy course. My name is Oscar Svernlov. It's been great seeing you all, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.